Hello, this is episode 8 of 3 Minutes of Growth. I'm going to continue the conversation we've been in the last several episodes with men. In this one, we're going to talk about specifically controlling our anger. Now, this is happening with women as well. Everything I'm going to talk about, I'm just going to put it in the context of a man in this conversation, but this is more about masculine and feminine. And what we need to understand is that there's no separation between masculine and feminine. We all have a masculine energy and a feminine energy inside. And I think men are taught that it's either or, and being more feminine or being more loving and nurturing and emotional takes away from our masculinity. But in fact, it actually strengthens our masculinity. So we need to see these both energies as a whole instead of one or the other. And when we feel threatened, when we feel vulnerable, our programming tells us to hurt others. It tells us to protect ourselves, usually by hurting other people. That's why we rage against other people or we abuse outward. And we usually project our abuse toward the target of our first emasculation, meaning if we are first emasculated by a woman, we tend to take all of that anger out on women or try to get our power back from women, and vice versa with men. But what we have to understand is that when we're raging and projecting against anybody external, it's because we have a void internal. We have something that feels broken inside. And so we rage toward our external perception outside of us of the thing that we don't like inside of us. And that's why it's never satisfied. That's why the lust for power or trying to fill that void, it never works, no matter whether you get all the sex and success and money and everything that you're looking for in the world. It can't fill that void because the void is internal. And that's why so many men are caught in this cycle of not being able to control their anger. The reason that the anger can't be controlled is because it's inside. It's being trapped inside. The way to control the anger is dissolve it to where there's nothing else to be controlled. I remember a moment many years ago where I was watching a Laker game and Kobe Bryant missed the final shot and they lost the game. And I immediately, without any control, got up and I punched the wall. My family was there. I don't know if they were in the room. I don't remember, but I punched the wall and I had so much rage that came up. It wasn't even a playoff game. It was a meaningless game that I had to get out. I had to leave. I thought I was doing the best thing in the moment. I got out and left my house and I started to run. I just told my wife, I need to run and get all this out. But I showed my kids that that's how daddy deals with his anger. And I don't know, how they were watching it or how they processed it. But the reality was, now I can look back and realize that what got triggered in me is my own resentments about my own athletic career. I can feel the tears coming up right now as I think about it, because I never won as an athlete. So I needed my Lakers to win. I needed to be on a winning team. And because I had all this resentment inside because we were up 5-1 in the 8th inning of our national championship game of my senior year, and we gave up 5 runs to lose, that resentment towards my career, towards myself, towards my body was trapped inside of me. And Kobe Bryant missing a freaking meaningless shot is what triggered all of that. I was carrying around that big sack of shit like I was talking about in one of the other episodes. And so what I've learned to do is just confront that and reconcile with a lot of my own demons inside so that they can't be triggered anymore. And nowadays, I'll tell you, it's very, very rare that my anger comes out. Now, anger is not, there's nothing wrong with anger, but we want the emotional response to be proportional to the event instead of unproportional, disproportional, and us throwing all of our anger and rage whenever anything gets triggered. That's what makes our anger so tough to control, because it's not proportional to the event. Hopefully this is landing. Engage, ask questions, share it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll see you in the next episode.